Hello everybody and welcome back to Expert Examiner IELTS. My name is Glenn and in this video we're going to do another writing check. Again we have some IELTS writing task 2, an essay. So of course we begin by reading the question and reading the question very carefully. Okay, some people say it is a waste of time to plan for the future and it is more important to focus on the present. Do you agree? Excuse me. Do you agree or disagree? Okay. So do you agree or disagree? That's what we need to do. We need to choose a side. Agree or disagree? Which one? But agree or disagree with what? Well, the idea is that planning for the future is a waste of time. So if you think that yes, planning for the future is a waste of time, we need to focus on the present. It is better to focus on the present, then you agree with this. If you think, no, come on, it's important to plan for the future. Planning for the future isn't a waste of time. It's useful and we shouldn't focus. It's not more important to focus on the present. We should focus on the future. Then you disagree. And so I want to see a clear view from the candidate here. I want to see if the candidate agrees or disagrees and the reasons why the candidate agrees and disagrees, and some evidence, example, support for those position or for that position. So first of all, just looking at the shape of this task from the candidate, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. Don't like it. Don't like 6 paragraphs. 4 paragraphs are enough to write any IELTS task 2 essay question. My strong advice for any IELTS candidate, learn how to write the different IELTS questions in 4 paragraphs. Learn 4 paragraph structures for each question type. For the discuss both sides, agree or disagree, what is your opinion, advantages, disadvantages, problem solutions. All of the different IELTS question types, learn how to write them in 4 paragraphs. It will make your lives much, much easier. Is it a requirement 100% that all IELTS essays must be 4 paragraphs? No. Does it make your life much, much easier? Yes. Does it make the examiner's life much, much easier? Yes. The other thing that I see here is it just feels a little bit short. Have we reached the... I'm on font 14 here. And I'm not sure if we've reached... font 16 I'm on. I'm not sure if we've reached the word limit. Let's check. 244. So, a key thing. You have to write 250 words. Now, I know that there is talk in IELTS that now they used to have this ceiling that they give you like minus 0.25 band score at the end because you failed to have the 250 words. This has changed in IELTS, but still, as a teacher, not as an examiner here, but as a teacher, this is one of the most frustrating things when you tell students write at least 250 words and we get 244 words. The immediate thing I want to say to students here is you didn't write 250 words, do it again. I know it's only 6 words short, I know, but still, the task says you must write at least 250 words. Please make sure that you write 250 words. This is the first thing that you can check, especially if you are typing. You can just do the word count. You just highlight the text, you go tools, you click word count, you see 244, and for you, that means that you have to edit. You have to add at least 6 more words. I aim for about 300. That's what I usually aim for, 300 words. I don't want really more than 300 words. 250 is okay, but aim for 300. So yeah, 2 problems immediately without even reading any of the text. We have too many paragraphs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't like the shape of it. And secondly, we don't have enough words. So 244 words with 6 paragraphs. I think there's probably going to be a problem with idea development, but I don't know. Let's see. In the introduction, we want some background information. I would like. I'm always a fan of background information. Not everybody wants it. Background information, some reference to the question, and I want to know in the opening paragraph if the candidate agrees that it is a waste of time to plan for the future, or if the candidate disagrees that it is a waste of time to plan to the future. I am not a fan of middle grounds. I'm not a fan of, oh, well, there are two, maybe it's sometimes, maybe I agree, maybe I disagree. I'm a fan of keeping things simple. Choose, yes, I agree, or yes, I disagree. But okay, let's have a look at the introduction. Living in the moment. Well, living in the moment isn't the same as focusing on the future, focusing on the present. They are a bit different. But okay, living in the moment or planning for the future is a hotly debated topic that often divides opinion. Cool, background information, yes. There are two sides to it. To what? What does it talk about here? Two sides to it. So it refers to what? To maybe this question? Because it's not clear what it talks about. Topic, maybe? Two sides to it, the topic, perhaps. Two sides to, maybe, use the noun here. There are two sides to this matter or this issue. And today, no, not today. In this essay is fine. In this essay, fine, but not today. Today sounds more like an article or maybe a radio presentation, but we don't use today in academic essays. I will share my point of view. Okay, but we have a problem here. I will share my point of view, fine, but I want to know in the introduction, I want to know if you agree or disagree. In this essay, I will outline reasons why I believe it is true that planning for the future is mostly a waste of time, or something like this. So it's not enough to say that you will share your point of view. In the introduction, I want to know whether you agree or disagree, and you haven't done that, unfortunately. But okay. To start with, good signposting language. Nice. Also, I should say that gerund as a subject is nice too. I like this there are, there is, there are. Always like those constructions, so that's good. Anyway, to start with, planning for the future provides direction and purpose. Okay, a little bit as a topic sentence. I mean, I get the idea. But let's see how you develop it then. Without goals and clear vision, without goals and maybe a clear vision, of where we want to go, perhaps it's easy. I don't know why we have a little star instead of the apostrophe here, but okay. It's easy to drift aimlessly through life. So drift aimlessly is good language. It's a good collocation, but I'm not sure how appropriate it is for an academic essay. It feels a little bit colourful, a little bit descriptive, maybe a little bit emotional, and that's not really the kind of language we're looking for in academic essays. But okay, is that a development? Planning for the future provides direction and purpose. Without goals and a clear vision of where we want to go, it's easy to drift aimlessly through life. Okay, it is an extension, but I still feel like more development is needed. Humans who are striving for something, again, not very detailed, striving for something, not precise language, are more likely to succeed in their lives. I admire, we're getting to very personal language here now. I admire, save the personal language for the end. I admire and look up to, not look after. Look after means like take care of. Admire and look up to mean the same thing, so it's empty if you say I like and enjoy swimming. Well, okay. I dislike and don't like dancing. Admire and look up to. Such people. Okay, that doesn't support your point of view though, does it? the fact that you like them or admire them or look up to them doesn't really say anything about whether planning is a waste of time or not. They are determined and strong-willed. Okay, so good language, determined and strong-willed. It's good vocab, but it doesn't really do anything to answer this question of why it's a good thing to plan for the future. So there is a main argument there. Planning for the future provides direction and purpose, but I want to see language that says that it's a good thing. Okay, it shows a problem, but when we don't plan for the future, but then everything else is humans who are striving for something more likely to succeed in their life. That is not bad development, but then this last tag at the end doesn't do much to support. But okay, moreover, regular viewers of this channel will know that I don't like moreover, but there's nothing wrong with it. I don't mark it down. It's absolutely fine. I just don't like it as a word. I think furthermore, additionally, that's fine. I suppose that is just not very persuasive. I guess that, I don't really know. I haven't really thought about it, but I suppose that it feels quite weak in an academic essay where we want to be persuasive. We want to say, this is the position that I have and this is how I will defend it. And saying, well, I suppose that just sounds a little bit not persuasive. I suppose that having a structured path, what kind of path? A structured path, not structure path. A structured path to follow is not just rewarding. Maybe it's not only rewarding, maybe. It's not just rewarding for career development. Okay, we want a comma here, not a full stop. So a bit of a problem with sentence formation and punctuation. It also has to deal with a personal growth. Don't know what this means. It has to deal with. It has to deal with personal growth. Don't know what that means. What I mean is that if you have... What I mean, again, is a bit personal. Maybe in other words is better for academic writing. In other words, or... What I mean is that if you have a clear vision of the future, comma should be here. So learning about punctuation in conditionals, good. If you have a clear vision of the future, comma, it's easier. So we should have apostrophe, it apostrophe s here, like you had here. It's easier to make decisions. We want the plural form. It's easier to make decisions about your life. Okay, let's reread this to get the main idea. Having a structured path to follow is not just rewarding for career development. So this idea of career development has just randomly come out of nowhere. It also has to deal with, maybe it's also connected with, or it also can help with your personal growth. You know, it could have been nice to speak about career. To start with, planning for the future provides direction and purpose in your career. And then in the second paragraph, you could have said, it's not just about career development, it's also about, and that would be better cohesion. But otherwise, career development is just randomly thrown in here. And so it's bad for cohesion. But okay. Let's get to the next paragraph. On the other hand, so you don't need to say on the other hand here. You can just choose agree or disagree. Just pick one side. Make it simple. Pick one side, make your introduction, reason one why you agree, blah, 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 blah. Paragraph, body paragraph 1. Then body paragraph 2, reason 2 why you agree, blah, 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 blah. And then conclusion. That's all you need. On the other hand, focusing on the present, focusing on the present is essential as well. Well, there's not an argument here. You've only said it is essential. Okay, but there's no argument here. But okay, let's see if you provide the argument. Life is unpredictable and no amount of planning can guarantee outcomes. Okay, but you still haven't said, now we are 2 sentences into this paragraph and I still don't know why focusing on the present is essential. You've just said life is unpredictable. Sure. No amount of planning can guarantee outcomes. Okay, fine. Focusing too much on the future can lead to stress and anxiety. especially if something doesn't work out. So doesn't, maybe it's okay, but I still think in general in academic writing, it's better not to use contractions. You have contraction doesn't here, you have contraction isn't here, or sorry, it's here. You have another contraction, attempted contraction with it's here. But okay, I think it's better to avoid, does not. Especially if something does not work out. Again, we get something. It's not clear language. It's not precise language. It's like the candidate hasn't really thought about it. Well, if something doesn't work out, what? Oh, I don't know, something. And that shows a lack of detail, a lack of precision. And it's not really persuasive, is it? Oh, if you focus on something, then something can go bad, especially if something doesn't work out. Okay. Okay, focusing too much on the future can lead to stress and anxiety, especially if something doesn't work out. But I'm thirsty for more details here. Therefore, good signposting language, good. Making spontaneous decisions, enjoying life goes is extremely. Does the candidate here mean as it goes? And also, we just have a run-off sentence. Making spontaneous decisions, comma, enjoying life as it goes is extremely important. We need a conjunction here, and. Making spontaneous decisions and enjoying life as it goes. We can't just have comma, clause, making spontaneous decisions. As one subject, enjoying life as it goes, one subject. So we have subject number 1, subject number 2, but they are not connected with and we need that and. Okay. Is extremely important. So again, there's just the claim that it's important because focusing on the future can lead to stress and anxiety. I don't see that as really a very precise, well-made argument. Focusing on the future makes you stressed and anxious. Therefore, focusing on the present is very important. I don't see that that's a well-developed, well-explained argument. Nevertheless, good signposting language. Candidate has good vocab and good signposting language. The key to success is balance. Okay, if sure. Finding a balance is the most practical and beneficial way to lead a fulfillment. To lead a fulfillment in life. Beneficial way to obtain, to achieve fulfillment in life, maybe? But not lead a fulfillment. You achieve fulfillment or you obtain fulfillment. Or get fulfillment if you want a basic word. But that's a paragraph, really? Is this really a paragraph? Does that one sentence deserve a whole paragraph? I don't think so. So not really appropriate paragraphing. To sum it up, so we don't want this it. Just learn these as fixed phrases. To sum up, or in sum, or in conclusion, make sure you get these small details right. We don't say to sum it up. To sum up is fine. A balance between these two perspectives. I don't like this punctuation with a double hyphen. Just a comma is fine here. Ensuring that we work a balance between these two perspectives, ensuring that we work toward future success without sacrificing the joy and riches. There's no verb here. Maybe she wants ensures. A balance between these two perspectives ensures that we work toward future success. So not participle, but we want ensures, just the main verb of the clause, right? Something. A balance between these two perspectives, subject, verb ensures, we get embedded clause as an object, that we work towards future success without sacrificing the joy and richness. Okay, so a little bit lacking in details, a little bit lacking in persuasiveness of an argument, and also the paragraph structure is a bit strange. Okay, let's give some marks first of all, and then we will add some final comments. Okay, task achievement. 5. The reader is partially informed. Oh, I don't need to. I'm not going to add more. I'm not going to write more. Task achievement 5. The target reader, me, is partially informed of your point of view. I understand that you think that we should have a balance, but I don't really see why focusing on the present is important, apart from the fact that you say that focusing on the future is stressful and brings anxiety, and therefore it's important. So that is, I'm thirsty for more. I want you to explain more about how focusing on the present can be, I don't know, beneficial or good. And you say that focusing on the future can give us a clear vision. Okay, maybe an example of that could be used. I don't mean an anecdotal example, a specific example, but just a general example. For example, university students who have a clear idea of what they want to study or what career they want to have in the future can take steps to work towards that. For example, if they know that they want to become a journalist, they can apply for work experience at a magazine or a newspaper, right? That's a clear example showing of how planning can help us. Whereas you're lacking in those details. You just say it can give us a clear vision of where we want to go, or if we don't have it, we drift aimlessly through life, but it's really lacking in details. Coherence and cohesion. I'm going with 5 for this too. So, signposting language is good. I like the fact that you use so much of it to start with. Great. Moreover, I don't like moreover, but it's a good word to use. Fine. Therefore, nevertheless, to sum it up is not really appropriate, but fine. But you use a lot of good signposting language, connecting words, fine. But cohesion is a lot more than just using those cohesive devices or linking words or signposting language. And for me, the critical problem here is the paragraph structure. You have like one sentence that stands as a paragraph. You have 6 sentences that really don't need to be used. There is a little bit of a strange use of like reference words, like there are 2 sides to it. Well, what do you mean it here? Not really clear. So in some cases, the cohesion is strange. You mentioned this, like, not only about the career development. Where was that? It was somewhere. Yeah, career development. That makes me think, well, why wasn't that mentioned in the previous paragraph? So this comes out of nowhere. So this makes it less cohesive. But okay. Paragraph structure is the most important thing, the critical thing. So 5 for this. Lexical resource. I think we have enough for a 7. There are some strange, not very academic things, like the use of today I don't like. Some contractions like doesn't and it's, which maybe it's okay. I wouldn't mark it down heavily for using doesn't or isn't. A little bit of personal language, what I mean is, or I suppose. I don't like this personal stuff. But in terms of collocation and less common vocab, to drift aimlessly, great. Determined and strong-willed, cool. It is connected to the theme of the text, kind of. Cool. I like this no amount of planning, great. Spontaneous decisions, good collocation. So I think you do have very, very strong vocab. Okay, grammatical range and accuracy. I guess I have to award 6 for this. So there is a nice range of sentences. You are a little bit sloppy, or you have some mistakes with some sentences, like where you start this "it also has," but that should be part of this sentence. Comma, it also has. So a bit strange that, but in general, you have a range of basic and complex sentences. No problem with that. Subordinating clauses, compound clauses, great. All of that stuff is good. Wide range of structures. Well, we do have quite often you use this gerund as the subject. We have it here. We have it here. That's good. We have it here. So you're comfortable with that, making those complex noun groups, those complex subjects. Good. There is an attempt at a participle clause here, but it's just incorrect. So sometimes when you attempt to use more complex grammar, you leads to some mistakes. There are some strange grammar choices, especially around articles a little bit. Like you used with an uncountable noun somewhere. I'm just trying to find it. I think you did it a couple of times. Yeah, a personal growth. So growth is uncountable. We don't say one growth, two growths, three growths, but you have the article which means one. And for me, this is a golden rule of articles, a very basic rule in articles. With uncountable nouns, we don't use right? Very basic rules. On a present instead of the present. Okay, that's more of a fixed expression, why we use the present, so not so heavily punished there. But it is noticeable that you have some mistakes with articles. Some of the grammar just loses coherence too. Spontaneous decisions here. Enjoying life at is goes. I have to look at that. Enjoying life at is goes. And I really have to think about what you're doing with grammar here. Is this just a random set of words put together? It certainly reads like that. I can understand that you mean as it goes, but when you write at is goes, as an examiner, I have to, even if I think I know what you mean, I have to assume it's just poor grammar. So that's why I'm pulling you down to a 6. So you do have some success with grammar, but just those mistakes pull it down to a 6. So overall, what do we have? We have, just 1 second, I think it comes out to 5.75. 5.75, which rounds down, of course, to 5.5. This is the lower end of upper intermediate. Now, when I think of this candidate, I think, well, thinking about the kind of language that the candidate uses, I know that this candidate is stronger than the lower end of upper intermediate. Probably the candidate is closer to the upper end of upper intermediate, or maybe the lower end of advanced. But the technique in how to write an academic essay really lets the candidate down here. Candidate has decent grammar and should try to fix some of those basic mistakes, especially with articles. Great stuff with lexical resource, but try to avoid informal, personal, non-academic language, and you'll get the 8. Task achievement, coherence and cohesion. You just have to learn how to write an IELTS essay in 4 paragraphs, and you have to learn how to link those ideas better. It's just academic style, academic technique. If you learn how to write an academic essay, you'll be absolutely fine. Your language is fine, but your essay writing skills are weak. And that's my key takeaway from this. Anyway, I hope you found that video instructive, useful, maybe even interesting. I am doing free writing checks at the moment, so you can contact me either by Gmail or Facebook. Information on how to contact me is given below. I'm still doing some speaking tests, not as many as before, but I'm trying to get back into it. So if you'd like a free practice speaking test with feedback, also information on how to contact me is given below. Please keep in mind that I do have a lot of requests and I can't reply to everybody, but I try to reply to as many people as possible. Anyway, I will leave it there for now. Thank you very much and see you all again. Bye bye.